This is the story we use to keep you up at night, a tale of terror that creeps in slowly. Hello, I'm Alex, and I am on a quest to uncover the most spine-chilling stories that lurk in the shadows of our everyday lives. And one of those stories pertains to a small clothing shop, or as they're known in the world of retail, a boutique. It means the same thing, really. And of course, as a certified horror aficionado, I've done my fair bit of research into the uncanny and unexplained, right? Just off the top of my head, I've delved into haunted houses, cursed objects, and things that go bump in the night. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the creepy and the crawly. But when it comes to this particular tale, whether you're just looking for a quick scare or something to keep you awake for days, it is worth learning that not all terrors come screaming at you from the darkness. Sometimes, they creep up on you, slowly, silently, when you least expect it. And so, without further ado, let us metaphorically dim the lights as I uncover the chilling story of the mannequin that moved. You know, when I first heard about this story, the thing that struck me as particularly unsettling was its setting. We're not talking about some abandoned asylum or a decrepit old mansion. No, this takes place in a small clothing shop, the kind you might walk past every day without a second thought. It's the kind of place where mannequins stand sentinel near the entrance, their blank faces staring out at passers-by, their plastic limbs frozen in eternal poses of high fashion. Our protagonist in this tale of terror is Zubair, a night guard working the late shift at this unassuming little shop. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always found something inherently creepy about being alone in a store after hours. There's just something about the silence, the emptiness, that sets my nerves on edge. And for Zubair, that feeling was about to become all too real. You see, Zubair began to notice something odd about one of the mannequins near the shop's entrance. At first it was just little things. The tilt of its head seemed different from how he remembered it. Its hand appeared to be in a slightly different position. Nothing major, nothing he could prove, but enough to make him feel ... uneasy. And the worst part, no one else seemed to notice. His co-workers, the shop owner, they all brushed off his concerns. It's just your imagination, they'd say. But Zubair knew better. Or at least, he thought he did. Now, this is where those pan-Atlantic differences in horror storytelling really take shape. Or, should I say, subtlety. Because there's one key rule when it comes to slow-burning horror. It's all about the details. And in this story, the devil is most certainly in the details. It was on one particularly quiet night that things took a turn for the truly terrifying. Zubair, feeling restless and unable to shake the feeling that something was off, decided to review the CCTV footage from the previous night, and what he saw made his blood run cold. At exactly 3:14 a.m., the mannequin, the very same one he'd been watching, turned its head towards the camera, by itself. No strings, no trickery, just a plastic figure moving of its own accord. I don't know about you, but that's the kind of thing that would have me running for the hills faster than you could say Doctor Who. But Zubair, brave soul that he was, decided to investigate further. He approached the mannequin, studying it closely, and that's when he noticed something that sent a chill down his spine. The mannequin's hands, those lifeless plastic appendages, felt warm to the touch, as if they had just been ... moving. The next night, things escalated even further. The mannequin was missing from its usual spot near the entrance. Now, losing a mannequin might not sound like a big deal, but when you're alone in a dark shop and the thing you've ever been suspecting of movement has vanished, yeah, that's nightmare fuel right there. Zubair, his heart pounding, searched the shop until he found it. And where was it? Inside a dressing room, facing the mirror. But that wasn't even the creepiest part. No, the creepiest part was the note taped to its chest. 3 simple words that would make any Doctor Who fan's heart stop. Do you and blink. I know what you're thinking, Alex. This is getting pretty intense. Surely it can't get any worse. Oh, my sweet summer child. We're just getting to the good part. Because what happened next is the stuff of pure, unadulterated terror. Zubair, understandably freaked out by this point, turned away from the mannequin for just a second. Just one tiny moment where his eyes weren't fixed on that unnerving plastic figure. And in that moment, everything changed. Because when he turned back, the mannequin was standing right behind him. Its plastic fingers were twitching, as if coming to life. Can you imagine? That moment of realization, that split second where you understand that the impossible has become possible, and it's right there, reaching for you. Zubair did the only thing he could do. He ran for the door, his heart pounding in his chest, his breath coming in ragged gasps. But when he reached the exit, he found it locked from the outside. He was trapped, alone, in the dark, with something that shouldn't be able to move, but was. Now, this is where most stories might end, leave you hanging, wondering what happened to poor Zubair. But this tale has one more twist up its sleeve, one final shock that'll leave you questioning everything you've just heard. The next morning, the shop owner arrived to open up for the day. Everything seemed normal. The clothes were neatly arranged, the cash register untouched, the floors clean. But there was one thing that was different. One small detail that changed everything. There, standing in the window display, was a new mannequin. A mannequin with a face that the shop owner recognized. It was Zubair's face, frozen in an expression of terror. And that, my friends, is the tale of the mannequin that moved. A story that starts slow, builds gradually, and then hits you with a twist ending that LL have you looking twice at every store window you pass. Because who knows, maybe, just maybe, that mannequin you just walked by ... winked at you. That's it for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had any creepy experiences with mannequins, or if you've ever got any theories about what really happened to Zubair. I'm Alex, and you can follow me on Twitter at @creepy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, so that my stories don't get lost in the dark corners of the internet. Thank you to my patrons for literally making this video happen. If you would like to support this channel and help me bring more terrifying tales to life, you can do so today at Patreon. Until the next video, sleep tight, and whatever you do, don't blink. Goodbye.